Hello everybody, and this video is going to be about a project I'm going to be doing today, and it is going to be setting up what now is a 40-gallon tank that is optimized for guppies. And over the years, you guys have been with me for a while, know I've been slowly phasing out my guppy tanks and putting them all for shrimp. Well, I have a 29-gallon Panda guppy tank and a 40-gallon Panda guppy tank, and I think shrimping is better for me. So we're going to optimize this tank from a guppy tank to a green jade shrimp tank. It did used to be a green jade shrimp tank. It just never really took off, and it was at a different time in my hobby, and it just never really took off, and I never really paid a whole bunch of attention to it, to be honest. Now, there are still some really good green jade shrimp in here, and I'll show you. Let's take a look at some of those. There's some in here, you can see. The Pleco, I'm thinking I might put a couple Plecos in my 75-gallon. I'm thinking about trying to give a go at breeding Plecos for real in there again. And I think the long fin, lemon blue eyes, well, they're short fins too, but we'll do that. And then when we get all the guppies and the plants and stuff out, I'm sure it'll have to settle for a while. This video because it's going to be a cloudy mess after I dig everything out of here. Then we're going to have to sort the shrimp, make sure we get all the bad ones out. Most of the ones I see are pretty good. I have no idea how many shrimp are in here. There's getting to be a lot, and then I went on even with the guppies in here, but then I started dosing a lot of fenbendazole, and the guppies kind of faded off. Then we're going to rescape and put new plants in here. I'm probably going to just pull all this moss that is in here. I have a bunch of moss orders this week. This will probably be filling those orders, and then I'll get some moss from an existing green jade tank, so we don't end up getting the wrong shrimp in here. That's very important. Make sure you don't get the wrong shrimp in a different tank when you're switching plants from tank to tank. That is something a lot of people don't take into consideration, and something that's pretty, you gotta be very aware of. And then the light here, you can tell, even the Ludwigia is just kind of not down so hot. The moss, while perfectly fine and healthy, is, kind of wispy. Just depends on the light conditions. And so I have a new light I'm going to put on here. This Aquaneat light's probably like 3 or 4 years old. It's getting pretty wore out, and we'll get to doing that. So the first thing we're going to do is start catching these guppies out of here and sorting them out. Okay, so we got most of the guppies out. There's the keeper group. There's the call group. And I'm going to be picking little baby guppies out of here. Probably have to be keeping an eye on them, because I got 90% of these in 5% of the time, and then the rest of them took 90% of the time. They all get smartened up by the time you catch a bunch of them, and then okay, so I'm going to put these guppies up. These will go in their 29-gallon guppy tank. These will go in the 40-gallon, or guppy pond. The coals go in the guppy pond. And then you can tell, just getting all them guppies out of there, we've got more and more shrimp. I'm not sure how many of these shrimp I'm here going to end up keeping. Little baby Pleco, little baby Pleco, little baby Pleco, baby Plecos everywhere. So now, the next step is going to be pull all the plants out, pull all the rocks out, pull all the hardscape out, all the Pleco caves, and then we can really get a good idea of what we're dealing with here. So this is an upturned pond planter basket full of holes. So this was in here for guppy fry. All that's coming out. We got Pleco Caves. There's Pleco Caves buried in here. See some of them green, dark green jade shrimp. And some of them are pretty good. I probably won't keep too many in here unless they're absolutely perfect. And I'll probably grab 10 or 15 from my other 2 green jade shrimp tanks. All right, let's get this rest of this stuff out of here. So the biggest pain about doing all this was getting every single rock out and then making sure there's no plecos in the caves. But one of those pleco caves had 3 of them in there, and the great big dominant male would not come out. All right, here we are some hours later. Oh man, these tank resets and redos take so long. Got some algae wafers out. These are kind of, I think I've got all this. That one looks pretty good. I don't know, but these are the keepers. I want to be super picky, so I only got the absolute perfect shrimp I could find in here. And look at these little fun guys. We got some short fin and long fin, lemon blue eye bristlenose plecos, so that's cool. And all the big ones are still, they're hiding. I took all their hiding spots out, so now they're hiding behind the filter. They're gonna be a big ordeal to get this tank situated, but I'll probably be working well into the night. I'll keep you guys updated for the ride. All right, we're sitting here with an empty tank. So what I did, I took my shop vac here after catching all the shrimp and all the plecos that are staying in this tank, I put in here. The rest of the plecos already went into my 75 gallon. I'm going to try to breed them on purpose in that tank. I put most of the biggest and the best long fins in there, along with a few babies. So this is all the hardscape and Anubias. That was all the moss. And this is my filter and the brick that I always have in my tanks. And so I'm going to put the filter in here next. All right. Hopefully. So this is all tank water. This has been sitting in. So now we just got to get the tank to fill up. Whoa, crap. Microphone cord. All right. Let's try it. Get it in there lined up right. And we've got our brick. I get asked lots and lots, what's up with the brick? The brick only purpose is to hold that in this place. That is it. Okay, so now I'm going to put some safe in here and we're going to start filling it back up. Okay, so we're still filling up, but we're back up and running. Got some Ludwigia, some moss, and some mermaid weed in this corner. Give it some time, check back in, and then here are all the ones out of this tank we kept. And I think that's pretty good. I might add like maybe 10 from each from my other tanks, and then I think that'll be good. So I'm gonna check back in here a little bit. Whew, and here we are with the finished product. So you can tell we didn't get it perfectly clean. We left it a little mucked up to keep that cycle going and to keep everything going. It's still cloudy from being stirred up and all that and being filled up with water. But we got the green jades I picked out of here. gonna let these guys go a week or two, make sure everything's good. They're kind of, I just tossed them in here because they're probably about ready to run out of air in that little specimen container, because they ended up being in there for probably like 7 hours. I did put an air stone on them for a while, but man, so this video, when I started this video, it was about noon, and now it's almost midnight. This was a very long project, and here at the end I just kind of wanted to get it done and didn't video document it as good as I may have been able, maybe as good as I should have. But yeah, he's already claimed a cave. They got green jade shrimp. Hopefully it'll all clear out and look pretty good here in a few days. And we got the new light and tail going diagonal. So that means we got stem plants in the front left, stem plants on the back right, a nice strip of moss in the back that'll fill in really nice over time. So a big old wild guppy tank turned into hopefully a productive green jade shrimp tank. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.